right, hey, so welcome back to the VET S.O.S. Entrepreneur Spotlight. Hey, remember, don't drown it in a sea of transition. Grab the S.O.S. Lifeline. Hey, so our veteran Entrepreneur Spotlight is proud to be affiliated with the Neil Haley Show and sponsored by Spirit Point Solution. So, what Spirit Point Solution is, they are one-stop shop for leading edge products, services, training, and multiple vendors. And from your AI training, corporate gifts, and so much more. They help your organization thrive in a modern economy. Um, so check out all the valuable offerings at spearpointonline.com and remember to use the code VET S.O.S. I'll say that email me in that website one more time, spearpointonline.com. So and use our code VET S.O.S. on anything you purchase there that will help us continue our mission and improving the lives of those who have served. So today I have a special guest with us today. So today we're sitting down with Mr. Rich Holley. He's the creator of Buck Dollar, a fun educational children's series that teaches the importance of saving money. He's a retired Navy air traffic controller. He now dedicates his life to promoting financial literacy for both kids and adults. Got to get those kids right from the start, man. Through engaging books, school programs, and workshops, he empowers young minds to build strong money habits. He's a licensed financial services professional. He also helps adults create practical plans for savings, investing, and retirement. His mission is simple: to build a legacy of financial wellness, one family at a time. How you doing today, Mr. Rich?
Man, I'm doing absolutely awesome. Yeah, I'm as you see, I can never take the smile off my face. This has been a joy. Uh, it's a life-changing thing when you start helping children. I started working out helping adults, and I realized
Mhm.
something. Adults don't always listen.
Mm,
So, so, so
very true.
God, so God woke me up in the morning one day and said, "Hey, if you teach the kids, they become better adults."
Got
Pretty
you.
simple.
Got you. So,
Pretty simple.
got you. So let's start back from the beginning, man. You're an air traffic controller. How long you in for?
So let's see. I started out as a aviation mechanic back in Virginia. I was one of the last squadrons for the F-14. So I was a plane captain.
Okay.
I was outside in the cold, fixing airplanes for being a mechanic for about 3 years, and realized something. I didn't like being outside in the cold.
Yeah.
The beauty about being in the Navy, I was able to cross rate, and for the next 18 years, I was an air traffic controller, and I loved it ever since. It's
Got you.
been a joy doing what I did.
That's great. So you retired from the Navy. So talk to us about that transition. Um, how did the transition go for you when you get in out? Like, what was that transition like for you?
Mine was real brief. Mine was pretty it was interesting because I was able to get out. I was about to get a job working as an air traffic controller at a small airport,
Mm-hmm.
and then the actual the hiring manager, there was a freeze on hiring air traffic controllers back then. Back in
Wow.
I think that was like
Okay.
2008. So then I had to say, okay,
Hmm.
what am I going to do? And I was already too old to go to FAA, so I had to go to the a tower. So I had to go to a tower to work, and it just so happened that I didn't get what I thought I was going to get, so I ended up going to Mass Mutual. And the reason why that I did that, I was the command financial specialist in the Navy for over 15 years. So I
Perfect. So
did a
you
lot.
had the ground roots and you had the experience.
Correct.
Because we understand as coming up in the military, we're very irresponsible with our money sometimes. It's just being young and not knowing what we know now. So
Yeah,
definitely had the
absolutely.
experience. So now, so take me back to that moment you were at Mass Mutual. What led you on to say, "Hey, I want to go out and do my own thing as a entrepreneur"? Like, what kind of sparked that, and then what decided to get have you do your own
The,
thing?
the children, yeah. So I worked for Mass Mutual for I think over 5 years. Did fairly well. I actually went to the NFL Combine, started talking to a couple players, uh, and I realized something. If you make $10 an hour, or
Hmm.
you end up making 10 million, if you never had a habit of saving money, you're never going to keep any money. Doesn't matter how much money you make, it's always how much
Absolutely.
money you save. And if you don't have a habit of doing so, then that was an issue. Uh, so to be honest, it got a little exasperating working with adults and some, I'd say, 21-year-old millionaires that never knew anything about money. uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
from that point on, it was about, all right, how could I really effectively make a change? So before these kids
Gotcha.
become these professional athletes, before people become doctors or teachers or whatever profession that they're going to go into, I wanted to figure out how can I effectively affect them in a positive way when it comes to finances. And for me, it
Yes.
was starting from the beginning. So you start with children.
Got you. Got you. So now that you're an entrepreneur, and you're in the thick of it, kind of give me like what's that thing that keeps you up? Because I mean, you first came on, you had a big smile on your face. What is that thing that keeps you going in being an entrepreneur?
So for me, God first. Uh, for me,
Absolutely.
God is always first. So that's that's why I wake up in the morning because I know that one, I didn't have to wake up. Right. Personally,
Right
that's me.
about that.
Uh,
Hmm.
then it's looking at the children where they are today. I don't care. I care about the economy. I do, but I care about your personal economy. I care about
Hmm.
your home and how you start. And a lot of times, parents, where I grew up, money was kind of taboo. You never really talked about money. My parents never really talked to me about money. They just said, go
Uh-huh.
to school, get a good job. Your
Yeah.
job is going to take care of you. But you know what they were missing? No one ever told you what to do with the money with that good job. They just said, here you
True.
go.
Very true.
So for me, it's about when I put changing lives and one family at a time and creating a legacy. If it all starts with the child, because if you
Hmm.
train your child in a way, then they'll follow that. But I go for, unfortunately, I lost my father when I was 16 years old, and
Yeah.
I received an inheritance at 18 because I begged for it.
Oh
I'm like,
wow.
hey, this is mine. And I'm like, I deserve to have. My father wanted me to have this. Well,
Yes.
so my mother did exactly what I asked her to. And at 18 and a half, it was gone.
Wow.
6 months. 6 months. Blew it.
6 months.
6 months. That's all it took. Bought a car, money, took people out, thought I was the king of the hill, going to the mall
Yeah.
with my friends. And before you know it,
Hmm.
it's all gone. If someone would have told me,
Yeah.
take $10,000, there's a company called Apple that was 25 cents at the time. There was a company called Nike at 94 cents at the
Yeah.
time. And Walmart was
Hmm.
I believe it was $5 and some change. If someone would have said, Rich, play with all your other money, do whatever you want to do. But if you take this 10,000 and put it here and leave it there, then you'll see what can happen later as learning to invest. I would have been a multimillionaire if I would have did one of those things, but I
Yeah.
didn't because of lack of knowledge. I wasn't
Yeah.
around people to talk about that stuff. They didn't know either.
Hmm.
So I don't fault anybody. I don't fault my mother or anything uh, because they know what they know. My mother was
Yeah.
a superintendent coordinator. She had 30,000 parents and 30,000 children to deal with. So dealing
Yeah.
with finance, that was just never a topic. And it still happens in our today. Someone
Hmm.
passes away every day. Someone leaves an inheritance to some child, and again, they're still not being taught financial literacy. So, waking up in the morning knowing that I'm able to help another child, another family, is just what brings me joy.
Absolutely. Now, we all know being an entrepreneur is hard getting off the ground, hard getting things started, and it's not always the best scenario for us. So, give me some of those challenges you've had, and how have you overcome those challenges being an entrepreneur?
So, being an entrepreneur, when they say you have to work harder for yourself than you do for someone else, it's true. Because when you work for
Mm,
somebody else, you can just get up and go to work and go to your job. And if you're not doing anything that day, or that during that couple of hours, well, you're still getting paid. You get paid hourly or you
Yeah.
get a salary pay. So
Mm-hmm.
you can sit down and no worry about it. But when you work for yourself, every minute you don't do something, that's a minute that you're not getting paid. So it's
Yep.
being
Absolutely.
consistent. Your dedication and your consistency is what's going to drive you. That's why entrepreneurs in itself, there's the problem. The problem why entrepreneurs fail is because they don't stay consistent. And sometimes it's very
Absolutely.
easy to wake up. It's very easy to wake up in the morning and say, I just don't feel like doing this today. And you know what? You technically you don't have to, but if you don't, it's all on you.
Yeah.
So I had to make the phone calls. I still have to make phone calls. I contact schools. I contact daycares. I contact businesses for sponsorships. So right now I don't have a team, I would say, to actually help me push all this. So right now I'm still doing this on my own. But one thing I can say is that for anybody who's an author, the average self published book only sells about 250 books. That's because they
Wow.
sell them to their friends and family, and then after that,
Mm-hmm.
it's done. Well, I thank God that what I was able to do, I sold 2,500 books in my first 18 months just on me grinding and getting this out because no one was really teaching our children about finance. So that was my niche, and that's consistently what I'm doing now.
Got you. Okay. So you mentioned about the book. So tell us about the book, The Adventures of Buck Dollar, and how has the book resonated with kids and also with adults too.
So the Ventures of Buck Dollar is it's a 4 book series. Uh, First
Mm-hmm.
book is called Can I Have a Dollar, and I have them here. So this is Can I Have a Dollar here. This is really for kindergarten to first grade, and then after you have them, then obviously he gets a little older, and then save my buck, and then after you saved them, then you have to invest him. And then ultimately, after you've done those 3 things, then our ultimate goal typically is always to retire. So this
Okay. Okay.
Rich gets
I like
older in
that.
each book, and Buck actually grows because he learns how he grows in the bank, how he gets invested, and I put stories in there for Rich has his stories and Buck has his stories. So I it's like a Toy Story theme kind of, but it's a lot of fun. The money comes to life. They learn about the names of the coins or the names of the presidents that are on the coins. So you're learning who's on your money, and it's just a lot of fun. So the kids actually really enjoy it
Mm-hmm.
when I go to the daycares, and I show my YouTube channel. That I have the first 2 books are actually 2D cartoons, so I just show it, and then we turn around and I bring a. I don't know if you could get zoom in real quick. That's the mascot of Buck Dollar.
Okay.
So
Buck Dollar.
So, yep. So Buck and I, we go around and we teach financial literacy to kids, and the parents the parents really attach to it. They because it's a missing piece. We talk about reading
Mm.
literacy is huge, but financial literacy is
Yes.
just as huge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you mentioned about the adults and the book has resonated with them as well. What have they learned maybe from these books or seeing their kids do it? What have they taken away for their own financial literacy?
So what they've been doing, obviously, after they look through the book, and I'd get responses on my emails from time to time, and it actually resonates with them for savings and understanding that the moral of the entire series is spend some, save some, so you always have some. And so
Okay.
with that saying, it actually resonates with the teachers and the parents because I asked them about their own savings and what are they doing, and then sometimes I end up getting another
Mm-hmm.
appointment to do the financial legacy part. and giving them ideas, because instead of a thick financial book, I wrote a journal. It's called the Financial Wellness Guide. And the reason why I called it that is because financial wellness, people talk about health and wellness, and being healthy is extremely important. But I know that if I have no money,
Hmm.
I am sick. So my my health is down. My health is down if I don't have any money. So uh,
Hmm. Absolutely.
so I end up going. I end up going to different programs. I was actually in New York a couple months ago when I did a financial seminar for adults, just based on this 25-page journal, because it's giving them financial concepts and savings concepts that a lot of times people don't think of. So by doing that, it actually helps
Gotcha.
them to get them to the next place. So going out to different places is what I'm available to do, and that's really what my focus is.
Absolutely. So now, where can people find the book, connect with you, learn more about what you're doing for both kids and adults? How do people reach out to you and get connected with you?
So, so if you go to my website, it's buckdollar101.com. That's BUCKDOLLAR 101.com. There you can see the books that are there. There's actually a place up top that says book me to
Okay.
speak. And that book me to speak would be for anything. So if you want a personal, uh, we can actually talk offline and you want me to come to you, or we can do Zoom calls, because I've done stuff via Zoom in different states for people. And going to different schools really is what I've been doing and focusing on, because I love doing assemblies for the elementary schools and for the colleges, mainly for the freshman classes, the sophomore classes, because teaching them about the credit cards and teaching them about their savings, that what they can do and what they could accomplish. You never know how much a kid could accomplish once you give them the information. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to give the kids all the financial
Got it.
information they can at a young age.
Cool. And then social media is a big thing. Where can people find you on social media as well?
Oh, so I was my you can go to the Buck Dollar 101. Buck Dollar 101, you'll see me there. That's
Okay, the
my
101.
Yep, Buck Dollar 101 is the Instagram.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Hey, thank you, Rich, for coming on to the VET S.O.S podcast today. On behalf of the VET S.O.S family, we want to thank everyone for joining us. You can find VET S.O.S podcast on all your favorite platforms. That's your Spotify's, your Apple, all of those platforms, podcast platforms, and you can find us on YouTube and all your social media platforms as well. And also make sure you subscribe and follow the VET SOS so you don't miss any episode that we have coming up. All right. So that's all I have. Anything else you wanted to say about financial literacy? Because I think it's so important for people to understand that, we get money and we just seems to. I think my guy John Hope Bryan always says it very well. He says we our output exceeds our input and we don't save that money. So we always spending, but we're never retaining some of the money we get on a weekly and monthly basis.
With that being said, I always say that you really need to lock your money. And what lock your money means is that right now
Hmm.
your money is unlocked, meaning that as soon as you get it, you may pay your bills, and then the rest of the money goes everywhere else because you never have a place to
Mm.
put it.